Hey, there you guys are. Hey, what are we going to be doing this morning? Hey, I got a problem with my vacuum here, the vacuum head assembly on my Shark stick vacuum. So I thought I'd bring you along with me. We'll get it repaired, and if you need to do such a repair down the road, you'll be able to do it too. So let's get to it. So what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Okay, well, let me show you what's wrong with it. Went to use it the other day, and yeah, we've been using it around the house. It's been working because when you run it normal, it's like that. But anyway, I had to lay it down on the floor, and I was like, "Well, what the heck?" I realized that the little hose is broke, but it'll still work as long as you don't pull it back too far, right? So that's why I guess we never noticed it was broke. Anyway, so went to Amazon, got a new one. It's 1.25 inch inside diameter. Supposed to be 1.5 inches on the outside. Outside's here, inside's here. So from here to here, it's 1.25 inches. From here to on the outside, 1.5 inches. There it is. Get two in a bag. And there's a part number. If this works, you're here with me along for the ride. So we're going to see how this works. So if this works, that's the part number you need. You get two of them, or you could get one in a brush, some kind of goofy brush. I'm not sure why you need that brush, so I didn't get the brush. I just ended up getting two of these. Anyway, so okay, so that's that. Then, unless you have security, I got one in the driver over there. Unless you have security bits, security Torx bits, you're gonna need to get this too. And I don't know if you can still read the part number on here. The tape went around the thing and kind of ripped it off, but it was IM security Torx bits. I guess that's how you say that first thing part there. There's the part number. Anyway, it comes with a little case. It'll be like that. Throw that in my toolbox. It'd be nice to have. But the security bit, see that hole in the center there of the Torx bit? That's because, let me show you. Well, even these right here. Where are we at? All these have little security things right there in the center. You'll see a little pin in the center of that Torx. And I don't know why they do that. People are they're just going to buy different bits. What? I don't understand it. Why don't they just make it without that little thing? So, what do we got to do? First thing we got to do, get the old big screwdriver flathead. Take that off. Loosen. It's just a quarter, not even a quarter turn on these. So that should be that. There, that's off. Throw that off to the side. Here's my Roku thing. It has something to do with this repair. All right. So then we got the vacuum head here. All right. Okay, now we got to take these Torx bits out to get this bottom off. Or actually, we're going to take these off and probably flip it over and pull the top off, I think. Let's see. We'll do it together. Here it goes. Oh, perfect. There's one. The other thing is, when you take these screws out, make sure you lay them around the area, because let me go ahead and pull these off. But see what I'm saying? You got one here, there. I lay it there. One there. You lay it over here. Then you're gonna have these coming across here. These look like they're different sizes. This one here is a T20, and you just want to lay them to the side. That way, if sometimes they'll have different sizes, and if you try to put a longer one in a short spot, you can break or crack something. So make sure you set them for you to know exactly what hole they go back in. That'll pay off when you go to put it back together. All right, I'll be right back. Make sure I'm holding the camera right. So after some fiddling, so I got the screws out like you seen, and I got the only two different screws were in the very front. These T10s, I think, yeah, T10s. The rest were all T20s, and they're all look like they're all the same length. And so they're all the same length except for the two in the front. They're just little babies. Then you gotta sit there. You gotta sit there and pull these sides out. See, just pull on them because they catch on the side here. And look, I'm getting dirty already. And you can see this part here. I was playing with this. This does not come off. I mean, you can take it. If you try to take it off, we're just popping across here. If I'd have kept going, I would have broke it. Because you see this part here has got a screw in it. So that goes into the other part. And that's for the LED light here. Can illuminate through here. So here's where we're at. You got the part head off here. This part's here. And you got to pull this out of here. It looks like here in a second. And I'll do that and figure it out for you. Oh, I can see that already. There's this. See, it wants to come out of there. But you got two wires, don't forget. See the wires? So I'll come back in a second. I see a spring down there. But that, I think that's encapsulated with this screw, so don't take that screw out. And we got to get this piece here out and that part. That's what we're doing now. Got to figure it out real quick. All right. You see this part right here? Let me get my screwdriver. Point that out to you. See it right there? Right in the center there. There's nothing holding it there other than it snaps in there. And what we're going to do is pull this part that way. And then it will pop out of there. And I'll do it right now. I'll show you. Okay. Pull it this way. There it goes. See how it pops out of there? Then you can pull this up and out. All right. Now we still got on this side. Still got the two wires. And these two wires, they go up here, up to the handle for your switch. So actually, it's three wires: black, gray. Yeah, I didn't see the black one. Kind of blending right in there. Got black, blue, and gray. So just be mindful of those. I don't think we have to do anything about taking them apart. We can just work on it like this. All right. But you got it in your hand now. And then when you put it back in there, you're just going to push this down. I'll show you when we put it back together. But you put it on this side, and then you snap it over this way. Okay? Yeah, I'll be right back. So far, everything seems pretty simple on this. Let me try to do this with one hand, or maybe I can do this. Let's do this real quick. I could run out and get my tripod. I don't want to. Anyway, this part here, see it? You're just going to screw it clockwise, not counterclockwise like normal. So this can be, I guess that's lefty, tighty. Yeah. So it's opposite of normal. So that just unscrews. Oh, look at the grime in there. All right, so that's unscrewed. And then this part should unscrew from there. Let's check that out. Sure. Not so much. I'll be back. I got pause and come back. Get dirt over my hands. Can't touch my shirt because it's a nice shirt. Be right back. All right, Dave. Well, after I was sitting there trying to unscrew this, which you unscrew it like you're tightening it. That's how you unscrew stuff. I mean, they got it's threaded backwards. Anyway, and by threading, I mean this piece of wire inside here. It knurls into the part, just like here. I can unscrew this and show you. Here. Oh Lord, sorry about that. All right, so here he goes. It appears like I'm tightening this. Watch. All right, I'm screwing it like you tighten, which is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey normally, right? Well, these threads on the inside of here, see the threads, are backwards. All right, so that means you go backwards. So to put this on, you have to screw it like you're taking it off, and then you just sit there and screw it on. Anyway, what I'm getting to, on the other end, it's screwed in there the same way. If you look down inside this hole, I'll get my flashlight too. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to do all three of these at the same time here. I got a wire there to kind of help me hold this up. Yeah, well, yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll take this, lean that against that, slide that over just a bit, move that like that. There we go. All right. That way I can give you guys a view here. All right, so if you look down inside here, you'll see where it's screwed in there. All right, see the black part with the white thread, white lines on it? Well, it's screwed all the way back into this rubber. So these tubes do fit. Anyway, so and you got to take your time. Just let it. If you put pressure on it, like you're turning it, as you're tightening it, just hold it there. If you look inside here, you'll see that's moving real slow all by itself, even though you're not turning. You just got like you're tightening in the tightening direction, and you got a little preload on the thing as you're twisting it. And anyway, it'll sit there and you can watch it knurl in by itself. I mean, it's not doing it by itself because you got pressure on it. But it is. But what I was going to show you, on this end, that's up here, see that glue? Mine was glued in there. There, you can see it right there. So when I went to take it out, which would be turn it toward tightening and get it out, it wasn't coming. I was like, so I had my pliers on there, like this. I was reaching up in there, twisting it. Nothing was happening. So I ended up doing. You can see the glue. What I had to do, carefully. Where's it? Yeah, there's my trusted steak knife. What I had to end up doing, and I don't know if I'll be able to show you this, but just past this rubber right here, that's the gasket. That's the gasket for when you attach it, so you can't, make sure you don't mess that rubber, that top O-ring, don't mess that up. But you got to reach just past that O-ring, and then you get to this. Yeah, that's where you'll see I squished it. I finally got underneath it with the blade, and I turned the blade like this, and it caused it to collapse on itself and break the bond of the glue. And once I did that, unscrewed, no problem. But that's what was holding it in there. So if you get to that point, and yours might be glued in there also. I've seen it. The other end wasn't glued. I don't see any signs of glue on the other end at all. So anyway, I'm going to put this to that spot, and I'll come back to you. All right, I got that. I tightened this up just a little bit more for this pointy part at the top, and then you get a pointy part at the bottom here. Okay, the bottom's going to go in that spot there. See it? There's a little recess right there. And then, if you remember, with this piece, it goes in that hole. We'll see it pop through this side. And if we get it all lined up right, which I think I need to turn it just a little bit more, because if you look at that, I'm a little off. So let me turn that a little bit more and see if I get this straight. All right, so I got the bottom pretty much lined up again. I'll put it down inside the hole here. There she is. Well, it was. That should be it right there. Now you just gotta get these back in the right spots here, and then we'll start putting it back together. Oh, no, I'm gonna take this off, clean that up. I think. Hey, and just because I don't want to see you make the same mistake I did, see where it says it looks like a C right there. See that right there? See that right there. Anyway, that C is actually a piece of plastic. See right there? And if you look on the other side, real quick, you look up in that dirt there. See that little spot? Yep. What I should have done, there's a screw right there, and that's what was giving me a fit when I was taking this off. That little piece there snapped, and if you take that screw out, it won't snap, and the cover will come off a little easier. You won't have the hassle I did. Okay? And when you're putting it back together, you gotta make sure you get your wires down in this area here, because this piece here is gonna go down in that slot, right? These two tabs go in both those ears there. We got that one piece slid back into there. See it? And the other ear is down. The other ear is going to go into here. The top ear, I'll put this over like that. It's going to capture this ear. The other ear is in the bottom already. So you got a piece down there, got a piece over here, get a piece going to be right there. But the biggest thing on these sharks, which I've worked on my sister's a few times, and what she always had a problem with that guy. Don't play with that guy. That's her switch as far as when it's up and down. And anyway, don't stay away from that. But you want to make sure you get your wires. That's what they say. Wires back in here, all tucked away neatly, because you got a screw is going to go down through here. You don't want to get that all entrapped. See that screw hole from the cover to here? You make sure we get all these wires tucked away. And I'll be right back. Anyway, I got them tucked in there. See how the black, gray, and blue go in that channel and go up forward. The screw hole is clear now. I was holding this down, but anyway, then you want to tuck these all over this way, and this little bundle goes like this, and then you got your red wire goes in there and tucks over this way. We'll get it nice and perfect, because you want them to stay here as we come across with this. All right, so this should be ready to go on there now, like that. All right, and if I got everything right, it's going to work. We'll see. I ended up, I thought about cleaning this, and I had to take too much stuff apart to clean that. So I decided, if it ain't broke, I ain't going to fix it. That's just a little dirt. I'll try to reach up in there with my butter knife. We'll see where we get in a second here. I'll let you know. But I was going to take all that apart, and then the belt's over here on this side. And I decided if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I didn't touch it. I'll just kind of clean it up a little bit. So on mine, I'm gonna take a little bit of this here spick and span. So my mom used to love. And I haven't used it in years, but my daughter bought it for some odd reason. Remind me of the old days. Anyway, I'm gonna spray some up in here, all the way across there. We're not gonna go too crazy. Some over there, some on the brush, some up in this hole, some around the seal, a little some around the seal over here, and I'll get busy here. I know you guys don't want to watch me do that. I'll get busy here with my handy dandy toothbrush, and you see it's already getting stuff out of there. There, you go mess of crap. There's the belt. Be careful with your belt. So we gotta make sure you get all that cleaned up all the way around. And that way, when we put the bottom part on there, that piece there, it'll be all sealed up, and we'll have a good suction. The vacuum will work just like new again, hopefully. But anyway, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna get a rag. I mean, not a rag, a couple piece of paper towel. And what I'll do is put it on around that butter knife, and I'll just kind of go up inside here and see if I can clean that window. Not that that window has to be clean for any particular reason, other than make you feel good. There's that screw I didn't take out, right there. See it? If you take out that screw, it'll come apart easier. I missed that one. I took all these out, except for that one. Anyway, all right, it was covered with dirt. That's why I couldn't see it. All right, be right back. So after you get all it cleaned up as good as you can, and I'm not done. I've got to clean up a little bit more. But you got to put these screws back in. And most of these were just T20s. Yeah, don't over tighten these. Oh, you're just working with plastic, screws and plastic. So don't go too crazy. In fact, if you want, just bring them in and then take your little driver bit out and go out and finish it. Putting that on a little stubby. That way you know you're not over tightening. Because you can strip these out, and then that's the end of your whole thing. And that one there we never took out, but I did put some. I don't know if you guys ever tried this before, but it's called E6000. I use it for a lot of stuff, repairing knickknacks, porcelain stuff, all kinds of stuff. E6000. Buy it at Walmart, anywhere. But it really works good. It's better than super glue. I'd rather use this than super glue. I mean, it doesn't set right away, but it works good. In fact, I put a little on the top of that hose where they had it glued in there, just at the top. I didn't glue it on the bottom, but I did put a little bit of the E6000 on there. But if I have to repair it again, I gotta remember that that's up there. Okay, and that's all in there nice and pretty. It works good. She's in there good. And look how dirty, what a mess I made with that. This vacuum head was dirty. There it is. It's all back together. Push that. Oh, you just stick your foot on it. Oh, I forget. Anyway, but it's not broke anymore. This feels like it's more durable than this. So we'll see. You got two of them. They come with a kit. I'm going to finish putting this together and be right back. Alright, it's not perfect inside there, but it's a lot cleaner than it was, right? Okay, so it's time to put it back together. I mean, the last piece, you can see the hoses in there. Looks good. Oh, I seen some dirt. Wait a second. Anyway, I guess I'm a little anal retentive there. I had to get that dirt out of there. It was driving me crazy. But you can see the nice new hose, how it works there. Fits in there perfect. And I remember back when this was new, it did kink off to the side like that. I always wondered why. It's all because of the hose. Anyway, because it goes like this. Anyway, and this is all nice and cleaned up. As good as it's going to get without tearing it all apart. And then this side's all cleaned up. Make sure you get this O-ring down in the spot. See the little O-ring right here? Right back there. That one. This one's just a slot. This back here is an O-ring. And then you clean this part here all back up. Stick it in there. And then you can either use a butter knife. This was my tool back when I was probably about 5 to 12 years old. I could take some stuff apart with this, the old butter knife. And anyway, I think it wasn't frowned upon back then to work on your stuff, try to get it fixed. I think the old parents loved that. You see their kid trying to do something, work on it. I mean, if it was broke. I mean, they didn't want you in there working on your television if it wasn't broke. And anyway, so you get that all back together there like that. Get the other side over there. You see how much grime and nasty. This thing was just terrible inside. Holy cow. There's all kinds of crap in there. And they say that's an issue over here. You got to keep an eye on this, because you don't want to get hair and stuff up in there. And I guess this one don't do that, because it's supposed to be this stuff here and that back in there. You can see it, little yellow thing. They cut the hair as it goes by. And I don't know why they just don't do that to every vacuum. But she's all back together. I'll plug her into the old big unit here in a second. We'll check her out. Well, she's all back together and running great. In fact, she's running so good. In just about, I don't know, I think a minute of running this on the carpet, picked up all this. I guess we've been pushing dirt around for a little bit. Didn't realize it wasn't running that good. But I did realize one thing when I was running this time. You know, you're vacuuming and you got to pick up this little piece that won't get sucked up. Well, this time I didn't have to do that, so it must have been leaking for a little bit. It was working a little, but it wasn't working as good as it used to. But I think she's back to normal. Well, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later. Have a good day. My last tip when you're using a bagless vacuum, or any vacuum really, make sure you're not nowhere if the carpet's moist or anything like that, or wet. Do not use your bagless your vacuum on that. Let it dry. It'll clog it up. It's got little ventures everywhere through it, and once it's clogged up, you have to tear it all apart to clean it and get it all that dried up. I mean, it won't be dried up. It'll be all crusty with dirty mud, dried up mud. That's what I'll say. The dirt will be dried up in little pores. Your vacuum won't work good until you get all that cleaned up. So never run it near water.